Come to sitting on some height, one or two blankets for most of us. Pull the flesh of your seat out. You don't need to be sitting like this, just however you're comfortable. And then we want to find some nice length in your spine, so not tipping back nor collapsing forward, just a nice neutral lift where the sitting bones feel heavy. Relax your hands, and as you're ready, close the eyes. And we'll begin about 10 breaths here. As you inhale, say to yourself, so. As you exhale, say to yourself, hum. And continue inhaling, so. Exhaling, hum. Allow your spine to lengthen, the inner gaze to soften. And as you're continuing this breathing, you may even take your hands to your baby, take a few breaths the same way, so hum. Breathing down into baby. So hum translates to that I am. So you could think that just simply we're connecting to that place in ourselves that's just natural. It's natural, it trusts this process. It's naturally loving and kind. Let's take 3 more so hum breaths. Take your time. There's no rush. And as your exhale completes, gently bow the head down. Slowly open the eyes, release the palms, and then lift your head. Come off of your props, lie down on your left side, rest your head on your arm or a pillow, and then tuck your knees up and kind of roll yourself forward so that top knee may slightly go out over the bottom one. And without letting your hips move here, we'll begin to exhale, lift the top knee, inhale, gently lower. So we're trying to not let the hips shift back. We want to keep them nice and stable. Slow movements. It's only the inner edges of the feet that are touching right now. Let's go about 10 more. We go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, just hold it up and then gently lower down. And then come on to your other side, either rolling to your side or sitting up and switching. Tuck the knees up and kind of roll forward. And as you're ready, we'll begin here, lifting the top knee. Again, try not to let the hips shift back. Keep them nice and still. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and gently lower. Come on up to your hands for child's pose. So bring the knees wide, big toes touch, sit back on the heels, or you may be sitting back on a blanket or some pillows. If you have a bolster or pillows, take it under your chest and then rest the head to one side. If you don't have a bolster, you may be coming kind of halfway into child's pose on the forearms, depending on how far along you are. You may be able to come all the way down, or you may be down on your palms or forearms. Slightly lengthen your tailbone here. And take some nice deep breaths down into the lower back, imagining you can expand that region with each inhale. Maybe an exhale through the mouth, like an ha. And then bring your breath, inhale like you're expanding that middle region of your back. Let the ribs expand laterally. And then up into the upper back, neck, head. And if you're on pillows, then turn your head the other way, and we'll take about 3 more breaths. Again, down into the low back. Into the middle back. And then to the upper back, neck, head. And as your exhale completes, come on up to a table position. Spread the fingers nice and wide, kind of claw the floor, and begin to circle your hips around. Notice your breath. And take those movements the other direction. And find yourself back in the middle. Walk your hands a little bit over to the right and take your left foot up, ankle under the knee. So we're setting up a lunge here, which we'll be doing in our moon salutations as we start today. Curl the back toes under and then walk the hands back in. You could also use a block here if you wanted a little more height under your hands. So we're keeping that ankle under the knee. I'm really pushing my left foot against the floor, and then you can lift your chest a little bit and take a nice breath. And now just for a breath or two, we'll move the seat back. You can either walk the hands back, or maybe you're bringing that block with you. Try to flex the toes, reach up through the chest. And then walk back forward, hands to the right, move that left knee back. Walk the hands to the left and move the right ankle under the knee. Walk the hands back in, either hands or block. And curl your back toes under. Now really push your right foot down and lift the chest. Full breath. And then walk your hands back. Curl the back toes back. And if you can, you're sitting on this back heel. You may not be quite there. You may be about halfway back. Take a full breath here. And then come back forward, hands to the left, right knee back, and then come into your tabletop. Fingers are spreading wide, thumbs, index heavy, and then we're coming into dog pose. Lift the knees. So for pregnancy, your feet are at least as wide as your hips. As your pregnancy progresses, take your feet wider. Do what feels good in your hips. We don't want our feet turning out. Let's keep them parallel, heels reaching straight back, and some amount of bend in your knees. And now push your chest back, reach your seat up, and then if you're really hypermobile here, you can really flip your tailbone, then squeeze your bottom a little bit. We'll take a breath here. You could be doing this on your chair if you're taking the modified version here. I love that downward dog chair pose. And then walk your feet up towards your hands. Let's keep the feet as wide as your mat. So you can have fingertips on the floor here, or you could be using your block. Okay. Again, let's keep the feet parallel, not turned out, straight forward. And to come up, I think all the time, but especially in pregnancy, look up. Bring your hands to your knees. Take all the time you need to stand up. You may not, if you're feeling especially dizzy, you may not ever lift your arms up. If you're feeling good here, stretch the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we're going to move through some moon salutations. So if you're using your chair in the tutorial, like I showed in the tutorial, then bring your chair up. Otherwise, you'll keep your feet wide, and we'll move through some of these. We'll inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, slide the hands to your knees and bring the hands down. And let's take about 3 steps to move the left toes back into a nice long lunge. Let's keep that back kneecap squeezing, hips lifted, so not sagging down, but lifted up. And take a full breath here. And then lower the back knee. Bring the right knee back for dog pose. Lift up, nice full breath. And lower the knees again. Let's bring this left foot up. And then lift that back knee up. Really squeeze the kneecap up. Plant the left foot down, full breath. And then we'll take about 3 steps to spring off of this right foot. Fold down. And then take your time. Hands to knees, look up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Second half. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, gently fold down, maybe using your block. This time, right foot back first. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And this time we'll lower the back knee. Lift the chest a little bit. And then move your hips back, take the left foot back, and we're coming to dog pose. So this time you can either lower the knees down and bring your right foot forward, or if you'd like, you can kind of swing the right foot around, maybe even grab the ankle, and we're there. And then lower the back knee. Nice breath here. And then to step forward, we'll lift the hips up and take 1, 2, 3 steps forward, fold. And then take your time to come up, look up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a full breath. Plant the feet down. I'll offer some more variations. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, gently fold. Hands in between the feet. Left foot back. Back knee up or down, your choice. And this time you could be staying down if that's a nice place for you to work. Or maybe you're climbing up and lifting your left arm. You're kind of pushing that right hand against the knee. You want to make sure to, especially in pregnancy, to not be really collapsing way far forward. And we're trying to keep rolling this left hip forward. Exhale, come on down. Back to dog pose. And then we'll take the left foot forward, so either lowering your knees or swing that left foot forward. Your choice, back knee up or down. If you're lowering it and you'd like to come up, then slowly come on up and reach your right arm up. Again, making sure not to collapse forward. We want to be a little stronger, especially in pregnancy. You can keep your hand to your knee while exhale, lower the right hand down and step forward. Feet wide, fold. Inhale, look up, come up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Right foot back. Back knee up or down. If you're lowering, come on up if you'd like. Right arm up. And then we'll come on down, back to dog pose. And then this time, with your knees up or down, we're swinging the right leg out to the side and up, maybe helping with the ankle. And take your pick again, back knee up or down, maybe coming up. And then with your exhale, we'll take the left hand down, step that left foot up, feet as wide as the mat, folds, and then take your time coming up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take one more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Left foot back. Okay, a lot of options here. Take the one you'd like. Last option I'll offer is both arms coming up. They could be straight up, or I love cactus here too. And then we'll exhale, come on down, back to dog pose. And then swing that left foot around. Take your pick of options. If you're coming up, maybe both arms up. Maybe a cactus for full breath. Keep a little tuck in your bottom. And then this time we'll exhale, step the back foot up. Take your time, feet wide, folds, and take your time coming up. And halfway there, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, right foot back. Take your pick, they're all good. Slight tuck in your bottom. And with your exhale, come on down, back to dog pose. And last one, Exhaling that right foot around. Take your pick. A breath or two there. Balance is a little different in pregnancy too. And then with your exhale, we'll step forward, feet wide, fold, and take your time coming up. This time, let's bring a hand to heart, hand to baby. Close the eyes. Notice how you feel so far. Notice the effects of your practice, the beating of your heart. Then gently open the eyes, grab your chair, sit on the edge of your chair. And we'll open our hips a little bit. So sit right on the edge, pull the flesh of your seat out, bring the right flexed ankle over the knee. We'll push your heel against your hand, create a boundary around your knee, and return the lift up out of the low back. You can stay sitting up tall, or the pelvis can lean forward a little bit more if you still have some room with the baby belly, and come forward. This is a nice place to continue to slow down your breath. Let each exhale really fully finish, reach the ground with each exhale. Breathe into that right hip sitting bone region. And then with your inhale, sit up tall. Extend the right leg forward, draw the kneecap up and switch. Flex the left ankle. Push the heel against the hand. Create a boundary, sit up tall. Either stay here or maybe you're beginning to fold in. Breathe down into that left sitting bone region. Try to soften and expand it with each breath. And with your inhale, sit up tall, extend that left knee forward, pull the kneecap up, and then stand back up. Stand to the left side of your chair. Take your right foot right under the knee. Left foot stacked under your hips. And now firm up your standing leg. Squeeze in your right buttocks, like where we were doing those beginning clamshell exercises. And for a moment, let's just take one hand to heart and the other opening the knee. We want to make sure that this standing hip doesn't bump forward here. So keep the bones stacked over each other. And then grow tall through the spine. Nice slow full breaths for this tree pose variation. So get that nice connection down through the floor, up through the top of your head. And then if you'd like to, for this last breath or so, you can lift the arms as wide as you'd like. And bring the hands to heart. Help your leg off. We'll take the other side. So we're planting the right foot down, left foot on the chair. Firm the standing leg. Squeeze this left buttocks in. And we'll open that palm against the knee, hand to heart. And grow down through the floor. Grow up through the spine. Make sure this hip isn't bumping forward. We want to keep that nice stackage of your bones. Enjoy a few breaths here, slowing down. Nice long exhales. And either stay here if you'd like to sweep the arms up. And with your exhale, release the hands down. Release your tree pose and remove your chair. Now take your feet wide. So as wide as you comfortably can. It will not be as wide as it was pre-pregnancy. Then slightly pigeon toe the feet here. Let's inhale, roll the palms up, sweep the arms up, hook your thumbs and stretch the elbows as tightly as you can. Really firm your legs, push the feet down. And now spin your right foot out to face the top of your mat, heel lined up to back arch. And then we'll release the arms down. Inhale, bend the right knee over the ankle. Exhale, push it straight. Keep going here. Inhale, bend. Keep both feet equally weighted here. Exhale, straighten. A few more times. Inhale, bend. As you straighten, imagine you're stepping on a gas pedal. Shoulder blades are gently drawing in towards each other. And you can pulse a few more times or hold it down. So the pulsing can be really nice, especially as you're getting further and further along. A nice way to keep strengthening while not putting so much pressure in the pelvis, or you may stay here. And then let's all bring the right forearm to thigh. Sweep the left arm down and up by the ear, and then let's sweep it back. Take a few more of these circles. And let's hold the arm either up by the ear, palm down, or if that's not a good option for your shoulders, cactus your arm. Make sure that left hip hasn't bumped forward. And then one more breath here, maybe roll the chest open. And then we'll inhale, come on up. Roll the right toes in, slightly pigeon-toed. Left toes out. Reach the arms out. We'll inhale, bend that left knee over the ankle. Exhale, straighten. Keep going with your breath. You can either pulse a few more times, or if you'd like to, hold it down. Gaze out over those left fingertips, soft gaze. Stay calm. And we'll bring that left arm to thigh, sweep the right arm down and up by the ear, circle it back. And go a few more times. If this were too much with the arms straight, it could be a little more gentler with your fingertip on the shoulder as well. And then hold the arm up either by the ear or your cactus arm. We push that back foot down for one more breath. And then inhale, come on up. We'll pigeon toe both feet in. Inhale, sweep the arms up, opposite thumb clasp. Squeeze the elbows, lift your chest. And then this time we'll fold down. So bend the knees. You may be out on your fingertips. You may be about halfway down with your forearms on a chair, or you may be using a block here as well, sliding the block forward. You may be wide fingertips on the floor. We don't want our hips to come forward here. We're trying to bend the knees and really keep the hips in that same plane as your heels, and then try to walk your hands out as far as you can. Hug your baby up a little bit for another breath. And then walk your hands back. Heel toe the feet in. Grab your blanket. Let's roll it up. And we'll take that roll under the heels, feet on the floor. So we'll start to squat. So turn your feet out, stick your bottom out, and squat down. Okay, if this is not feeling great for you, you can try it propped up on some blocks or a stool or something at the wall. Okay, or you could be doing this instead seated with the soles of the feet together, something like that. You could be holding it down here, or if you wanted to stand up and down, push against your knees, stand up. Good, we'll inhale, lower down. Now, if you're 34 weeks and your baby is in any breech position, then you would not want to be squatting this deeply. So you may be doing your squat on a chair. Or if you're in your first trimester, also maybe just squatting on a chair or in the butterfly pose on the floor. So you can do as many of these as you'd like. When you stand up, really squeeze your butt. Maybe one or two more if you'd like. This is your practice. And then when you're down, let's take 6 breaths here. As you inhale, relax the pelvic floor. As you exhale, engage, lift up. Okay, so you can imagine that region right between anus and genitals, lift that up with each exhale, and let that soften to basement level with each inhale. Keep your breath natural, avoid holding your breath. When you're done with those 6, we'll do a thigh stretch here, what I usually do after our squat. So lie down on your left side. Take your right hand over the top of your right knee, shin, ankle, and then imagine a fire hose is shooting out of that knee. As you shoot it back, with a bend in your right elbow, roll the right shoulder back, and then gently tuck your tailbone. If your knee is coming way up, try to bring it back down. And then release that foot, take your other side. Left hand sliding over the knee, shin, ankle. Roll the left shoulder back, and then as you shoot out through the front of your knee, then gently lengthen your tailbone. So a little opposition there. And release that left foot. Come on up to your 2-blanket feet. So nicely stacked, so you're even under each sitting bone. And then grab a block or a pillow or a blanket or something. Pull the flesh of your seat out. Let's extend the left leg forward. Put something under that knee to support it. And then cross your right foot over as far as you can. So this may be it for you, especially if you're pretty far along in your pregnancy. So you may be either grabbing the knee or walking the hands back. Okay. Maybe you're able to pull this foot up and stack the knees. Again, you may be either grabbing the knee or walking the hands back. Okay, or you could lean over to the left side and swing the left foot around. If you're in this posture, kind of push both pinky toe edges of your feet against the floor. And we'll offer a bind here. So if you have a strap, take it. If not, no big deal. So take the strap into your right hand, roll the palms open. Let's take it in the left hand actually. Roll the palms open, lift up. Bend the left elbow, so you may be holding it here. Lifting the elbow, make sure the head isn't coming forward, throat moving back. Okay, if you're binding, reach the right arm around, thumb down, and then walk the hands as close together as you can. Notice your breath here. And then gently release the arms, lean back, release the legs. Good, now take something under your right knee. Take your left foot around to the floor. You're either staying here or hands back. Or you're pulling that foot up, stacking the knees, either staying knees or hands back. Or you're leaning over to the right. Swing that right foot around. Push the pinky toe edges of the feet down. If you have the strap, take it in the right hand, roll the palms up, reach up. Bend the right elbow, grab that elbow, really reach it up to the ceiling and back. You're either staying here or you're swimming the left arm around, thumb down. Breathing. And then gently release the arms. Walk the hands back, release the legs. Give your legs a little wiggle. And here we'll take a forward fold. So again, pull the flesh of the seat out on each side. For forward folds, it's really depending on how far along you are on your pregnancy as to how far apart you'd like your legs. And a lot of stages here. You may already be feeling a lot just trying to lengthen up out of the low back. So you may be pressing the fingertips into the floor, trying to tuck the tailbone a little bit and get that nice length through your low back. Okay. It's nice in the forward fold to be able to get the length in the back. So if you need to bend your knees here, you could try that. And you could begin to fold forward there and start to get that beautiful length in that lower middle back that gets so taxed during pregnancy. So this is wonderful. Okay, if you're able to do this with straight legs, you can begin to slide the hands down the legs, maybe on the floor, maybe even putting something like a block or 2 blocks or a chair or your bolster under the forehead. We don't want it to be the deepest forward fold feeling. So really just stretching out that place in your back. You'll probably feel it in the hamstrings too, but we're more so going after the back. And we'll take about 5 more nice, slow, deep breaths here. And as your exhale completes, gently lengthen the spine to come out. Lengthen the spine and then sit up. We'll move into Virasana. So now come into a table position. Take the knees touching or almost touching. Widen the heels a little wider than your hips. And then begin to iron your calves back. We want to be comfortable here. So you may be putting your 2 blocks under your bottom again, your blankets, I mean, or maybe a block or 2. Okay, when you get here, you want to feel comfortable. If it's bothering your knees or anything else, you probably need more height. Okay, if this just isn't working out for you, then take another comfortable seated position. Make sure that your feet aren't sickling, like curling under. Try to hug the outer ankles in and spread your toes. And sit up tall, or take about 10 Shatali pranayamas is what this one's called. A nice cooling breath for your body, for the mind, so very quieting. Think like a cool, kind of dark, wintry day where the mind is quiet, you're less reactive, just kind of more present. Okay, so that's what this breath is cultivating. So with the inhale, you'll roll your tongue. If you're unable to do that, make a little O with your mouth. Inhale through the roll or the O. Exhale, mouth closed. Make a nice soft ocean sound with your throat. And continue at a nice slow, gentle pace, inhaling through the roll of your tongue. Exhaling, mouth closed. And count about 8 more of these. Continue to lengthen your spine. Make sure your head isn't coming forward. Soften the inner gaze, the face, maybe even the feeling hint of a smile in your eyes. As you finished 8 or 10, then breathe naturally. Take your palms down to your baby. Breathe, breathe with your baby. And take all the time you need. You may like to stay here, sitting quietly, breathing with your baby. Or when you're ready, come into your rest. So this could be either resting on your left side. It doesn't have to be left, but that's more traditionally for prenatal yoga. You can line up your 2 pillows or bolster in between the knees and ankles. Provide yourself a little pillow of some sort for your head. Depending on how far along you are, you may want to prop a blanket under your baby. And you may even want something to kind of hug here. Or if you have enough props to be inclining your Shavasana, you could incline 2 blocks under your bolster, one at its second height and one at its highest height. Fold up a blanket for your head. And then get several more, either blankets, pillows, or blocks. You can have something under each arm. So you can set that up. And then something under each leg here. So it could also be a pillow or some blankets. Okay, and then as you lean back, you can form a little roll under your neck. And wherever you are, let the eyes close. Let all the little muscles in your face soften around your forehead. All the little muscles around the eyebrows. All the little muscles under the eyes and the cheeks. Down around your mouth, chin, ears. Let the throat relax. And let your body fall, drop into your props against the floor. Keep in mind if you are in an inclined position, and if you did start to feel like it wasn't working well for you, if you were feeling nauseous or lightheaded, then come and lie on your left side instead. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bring small movements to the fingers, toes, any larger movements that feel nice to you. And take your time. If you're inclined, you may roll over to your side and come up, or you may press the hands down and lift up, just whichever feels safe and easy for you. And find yourself in one more comfortable propped up seat. Take a hand to heart, hand to baby belly. Acknowledge your efforts and practice. Gratitude for this being that's growing inside. Any last intentions that you'd like to set here? And bring hands to heart. We'll end our prenatal yoga session with sound. I like to do ohms really in prenatal yoga just to get us used to using our voices as a tool. So for this om, we'll begin the om deep in the belly. Let it travel up through the heart, throat. Let it end buzzing in the middle of your head. Inhale. In your own way, close out your practice. When you're done, release the palms, gently open the eyes. Thank you.